Well, look at who we have here, mister. You get to do whatever you want, mister. If you're wondering who this bobcat is, you might be able to tell now that he's standing up. Typically, a bobcat would have 4 legs. This bobcat has 3, which means it must be Bobcat Claude. There you go, big guy. He says, off I go to find another marvelous spot here in my free-roaming habitat. Good afternoon and happy Friday. You took the words right out of my mouth, Susan C. Welcome, everyone. That was a really awesome glimpse of wild-born bobcat Claude. That was pretty cool, if you ask me, Miss Athena. That was pretty cool seeing Mr. Claude. You guys have seen him a handful of times on live posts before, but most oftentimes he's sheltered under a tree, but there he was kind of laying right out in the grass for all of us to see, Athena, and appreciate his presence. And he says, now I'm going to head under my tree to keep a close eye on this paparazzi fellow. Well, welcome all, welcome all. Hey, thank you everyone who has made the 2021 Tiger-thon as amazing as it's been the past 2 weeks. We can't see you under there, Mr. Claude. Week, I should say, excuse me. Obviously, today you still have until midnight to have your gifts tripled, but we're going to stop ringing the Tiger-thon bell, so to speak. You guys have heard all the information. You know you're still eligible to have your gift tripled until midnight tonight. So we are going to go visit with some of our non-striped residents, because obviously we've been seeing lots of tigers over the past week, kind of sharing the Tiger-thon campaign and how it helps the tigers of the Wildcat Sanctuary along with all of our rescues. I see some members of Ava and the Peppers who are out, so let's walk over and see what this family's up to. And I'll go through some comments too, and welcome everyone again who's joining us today. Hey, Mr. Chili. Mr. Chili de Servo. He says, I always got to give you a hiss, Mr. Paparazzi. All right, let me go through some comments and welcome everyone. Happy Friday to you as well, Johnny. Hello, Betty from California. Claude, says Karen. That's right. It was a cool little capture of him. I'm a little disappointed I didn't have my camera on me. Lauren Elizabeth Wynn, thanks for joining us. Thanks for tagging your TWS pals in this post, too. Rachel Clark saying, good afternoon, Judson and Bobcat Claude. Glad it's Friday. Here to that. And Mr. Chili here lives obviously with, he comprises the Peppers along with Ava, their mother. So Chili and the Peppers, Chili being one of the 2 males, as well as Belle being the only female daughter of that group. So there's Belle, Chili, and Hal, as well as Ava. And I thought I saw Belle for a moment. And let me just zoom right back in on Chili. We know that these servals can always be a little harder ID than other cats. But one little thing that we use for Ava and the Peppers is their noses. And Mr. Chili in particular has an all black nose. And that's just a little IDing trick that many of our caretakers use. And now that you guys can use on social media when you see some of these cats. And I see Hal. You're waiting right here for me. He says, yes, I need to give you an affectionate hiss and say, do you have any food? Because if you don't have any food, you can keep on trucking, mister. And this is actually pretty cool as well, everyone. That's Belle, the sister of the Peppers, who's actually hanging out there in the background. And Belle's rather shy compared to her 2 other siblings and her mother. So it's always cool to see Belle hanging out even when people are around like this. And great that she uses her kind of siblings as her anchor and gives herself a little bit more courage when they're around. So that's really special to see. See if we can see her a little bit more from this direction. There we go, pretty lady. And I don't want to make her uncomfortable, so I'm not going to get any more closer to Miss Belle. TGIF, says Lauren Elizabeth Lynn. Woohoo, we are all dancing because it's Friday, Mr. Hal. Isn't that right, huh? Yeah. And what would a day at the Wildcat Sanctuary be without a patented serval hiss, I tell you. Like we said, we hope everybody had a blast yesterday during the Tigerthon live post crescendo. You guys truly made it an amazing week with the sponsors stepping up to propose those matching funds, but you guys putting those matching funds into action. And obviously we're still tallying the numbers since Tigerthon isn't even over yet, technically it ending tonight. Tallying the numbers, and boy oh boy, we're sure to meet our match with all the support that you guys gave, even despite Facebook being a total pain in the behind the whole week. Nonetheless, I think we're gonna meet our goal. And I hear some clicking of tongs, and I saw some caretakers towards the back of Wildcat Pine, so I'm wondering if they're doing their feeding. I know they had been doing some cleaning, and usually they do some feeding after the cleaning. So I think we're actually going to go head down into the main part of the sanctuary so everybody can stick close and be patient while we do a little walk in here. It's always amazing just how much space we have for our cats, and since we are spread out here over 40 acres, you see me use my golf cart frequently. You have the caretakers riding their UTVs for all of their animal caretaking needs. But Judson gets a little exercise on these live posts. Let me see if we can see. Yep, I do. So caretakers are going to be feeding. So it looks like everybody's going to be heading into their indoor bedroom. So we are going to head out onto greener pastures into the main portion of the sanctuary. Glad to see everybody with us. Have to laugh to myself. There's a live audience of about 360 people. I'm happy to have everybody along with us here at TWS on this live post. But like I said, I do have to laugh to myself. The Facebook was kind of acting a fool yesterday, and we were averaging about 90 people for a live audience on each one of our live posts. So glad that everyone's here nonetheless. Glad that I'm getting to talk and interact with more of our TWS supporters. And now that I do have a larger live audience, I will make one more subtle plug for Tigerthon, which ends this evening at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, where your gifts are tripled. And I think at this point, a lot of you guys could probably recite my lines at this point. I see Leo, who just plopped up on top of the top level of his platform. But before we go over there, we posted this on our Facebook story earlier this morning. Now, does it look like Daisy had fun? Or did Daisy have fun? Shredded pumpkins, shredded paper, and just the leftovers of an awesome time for Tigress Daisy. Everybody getting excited about how many live viewers we have. Howdy, everyone. I know that many of our supporters are great about dropping into the comments and saying hi. If you're new out there, if you're hanging out in the background, give us a shout. We're trying to do a little bit more of a longer form live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Any questions you may have, I'd love to answer. We've been spending a lot of time with our striped residents, given the fact that it's been Tigerthon the past 7 days. So maybe you want to see a non-tiger on this live post, and we could walk over there and visit with that resident. But for now, I see Lion Leo on the top level of his platform. So we're going to zoom in on that pretty boy. Look at you, huh? Look at you, you big goofball. Sufat saying Daisy never disappoints. You're right about that. Especially when you look at the aftermath of just how much fun she had. The proof is in the pudding. Glinda is giving a shout, so I want to come see this. I so want to come see this, Glenda. Oh, well, Glenda, regardless, we appreciate your shout. And as a matter of fact, the Wildcat Sanctuary is actually closed to the public. And that's for, a couple reasons. One, it's actually doesn't really align with our mission and vision of providing a compassionate, wild-at-heart life for our residents. And then also, a lot of our cats are coming from situations where they've previously been exploited and put out for exhibition. And that's just the last thing we'd want to subject them to. Which is why we get to do awesome live posts like this and share all the photos on our Facebook page. Obviously, we have multiple social media platforms where you can keep up with the cats, but it's just such a great way for you guys to compassionately interact and connect with the cats here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Hello, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. Linda K saying, looking fine, Leo. You're right about that. Let's get a zoom in on that dude today. Always looking prim and proper, Mr. Leo, with your lion hairdo. Randy Marie Hunter saying, my favorite non-tiger residents would have to be the cheetahs. Oh yeah, Kitu and Lavani, those two brothers are a really special pair. And I've really taken to their wild at heart life here since coming to the Wildcat Sanctuary in spring. Maria P saying, hey, Daisy had fun. You are right about that. Leo the Lion. Paula D saying, hi all, happy to catch you live. Hey, thank you, Paula. We're glad to have you with us. Glad to have you with us. And like I said, I encourage everybody to drop a comment. I love acknowledging all of our TWS supporters. Perhaps you have a question you have just been burning to ask. Hey, I'd love to answer that as well. And if I can't answer it, I will reference Tammy and we'll go back in the comments and answer your question. Speaking of Daisy, she's having a meeting of the minds with Lion Gino over there. These two are a little bit of a gruesome twosome, if you will. They're always enjoying each other's company. Yeah, are you guys best friends? He says, yes, we are. You two goofballs. You two goofballs, yeah. Oh, that's always fun to see. That's something you hear us talk a lot about here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is, obviously we talk about the medical care and, their free roaming habitats, all the things that you guys provide them with your support. But one special thing is the companionship that you provide for them. Gino and Daisy, they are both special needs cats, so unfortunately they aren't candidates to live with each other. But hey, they get to have that shared wall along their habitats and look at each other and make big cat noises with each other. And you'll frequently see them kind of running up and down their shared wall like that throughout the day. And it's just so fun to see the companionships that have been made possible thanks to you guys. Companionships and peaceful moments just like this that we're experiencing with Mr. Leo. Hey, Kay LaFleur saying, it's Volunteer Kay. Thanks for all you do. Hey, Kay, thank you for all you do. That's, one thing that is never to be underestimated here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is how much is accomplished with volunteers. In the addition of our intern and staff members, a lot of it is done with the help of volunteers. So, Kay, thank you. Appreciate you giving a comment as well. Bonnie Morris, good afternoon to you as well. I've been doing a lot of talking the past 7 days, Mr. Leo, with Tigerthon. I think my tongue's a little tied. Jennifer asking, first time here, where are you at? Well, first of all, Jennifer, welcome. Thanks for joining us here at a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We are located in Sandstone, Minnesota. We are not open to the public. As a true accredited sanctuary, we've chosen to remain closed to the public for the better of our residents here. And it's great to hear that you're new to TWS. I'd encourage you to follow us right here on Facebook. You can go to our website at wildcatsanctuary.org and learn all about the cats, as well as our mission and vision, which I briefly touched on. And welcome to our Wildcat family. Michelle Watt saying, dang it, Claude is one of my favorites. I'll have to watch the replay. You certainly will. I'm even wishing, Michelle, that I had my camera with me. Oh, that's a big stretch, Leo. That's a big stretch. Wendy F is asking, how old is this male lion, Lion Leo? You know, Lion Leo is going to be, I think, about maybe 10, maybe 11. But that's one where I'm going to have to go back and reference the heavies on that one. And I will reply accurately in the comments. I really don't want to say he's in his teens, but I may be gravely mistaken. There are lots of cats here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, Leo. There's over 100 cats, and that's a lot of ages to keep up with. You can see Mansa kind of through the brush there in her habitat. I'm sure Leo is making his way over there to join her. Yep, you can see him sauntering on over. I have to admit, I half expected a lion song coming from Leo. Sue Fott saying Leo is 14, so he is in his teens. Thanks for catching that, Sue. You know, and obviously that's one thing, as you can tell just by looking at our posts, is, you know, we like to have these lush and kind of overgrowing habitats, but by any means are they never completely overgrown. Leo, it may look like he was just kind of wading through the tall grass there, but caretakers are still making sure that they're actually mowing out areas for the cats to walk down, but we still like giving them that kind of wild feel of everything kind of overgrown and unkempt. But it is fun to look at Leo when he looks like he's wading through a big sea of grass, but in reality we have kind of made pathways for them, but it's up to the cats if they want to use them or not. Let's see who else we can find here this morning. There's Crazy Daisy. She says, we spent a lot of time with you yesterday, silly girl. Yeah. And I think the caretakers are coming to feed you too. Wave. All right, that's perfect timing. It's lunchtime here in Wild Woodland, so we'll let the caretakers get to work. And you guys know what that means for the cats. They are going to hustle buns and enjoy their meal. Alrighty. Happy everybody's enjoying themselves today. Glad to see Facebook perhaps is woken up on the right side of the bed. Our viewership is a heck of a lot higher than it's been, and I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. And hope you've been enjoying the live post so far. Who have we seen? Claude, the Bobcat, the three-legged Bobcat, who is really a special sight. We have seen some of the peppers, so that would be Ava. I think we saw Belle, which was a very rare spot, a very rare find. Oh, and we'll stop at some cougars today. We're having ourselves a sanctuary stroll, if you haven't noticed. So as I kind of stop here, we'll look at some of the comments and see if anybody else has requested some kitties. Betty Winter saying, awesome post. Thanks for that, Betty. We are just taking it easy today. Obviously, Tigerthon is going to be wrapping up tonight at midnight. So right now your donations are still eligible to be tripled. But we are taking things a little bit more at a relaxing pace and are visiting with some of our non-striped residents, since we've seen so much of our tiger residents in the past 7 days. This is a typical, kind of typical pace of life here for the 5 Wild. Everybody kind of spread around their perches and platforms here. Lisa Kenmore was just asking, can we see Shazam? You know, Lisa, I was just in Wild Woodlands, and since the caretakers started their feeding there, I imagine Shazam's going to be in his indoor bedroom getting his meal for the afternoon. So we will have to pencil Mr. Shazam in for a live post next week. And I'd also like to maybe see if we can see Bobcat Bogart. Bobcat Bogart, who had made his move the other week that we announced, and we've got to catch a brief glimpse of him on a live post, but I'd like to get another one if we could. William saying, I've followed you guys for a long time, but this is the first post I've seen in a very long time. Yep, William, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes Facebook can be a wild, ungamely beast and can just do things when it wants to do them. Unfortunately, we always just recommend going to our page and just double checking your notification settings. I know it's something where, you know, you've set the notification in the first place and you'd think you never have to worry about it, but unfortunately, Facebook can be a little bit of a pain in the butt and will just turn off that notification setting. So that's one thing that I've recommended to a lot of supporters and followers who have already had that issue. I can see Noah and Andre. I'm looking around to maybe see if I see another member of the Five Wild. Oh, they must be, I see the caretakers are doing some cleaning in the inside of Cougar Cove, so I imagine they're perhaps doing some cougar supervising. See, looking at the comments here. See somebody asking if they can message me. You can always message us right here at the Wildcat Sanctuary via our Facebook page. I always go through all of those on actually multiple times a day. So if there is something you need to get a hold of us about, our Facebook Messenger is a great way. Obviously, you can just give us a call as well. Lisa Parker saying, Tammy did one yesterday if you want to go back and watch. I imagine someone's referencing the tour of the Animal Care Center. Yep, Tammy did do one yesterday. And we're going to be doing kind of more and more tours here because it's gotten to the point where you'll kind of show up to the sanctuary and the day before the place looks completely different as they're really starting to put some major progress on the building. The siding's going up, the drywall, electrical is going in, plumbing, it's all coming in pretty fast. So we'll certainly have to do another tour soon because it's a lot happening up there. Hey, thank you for your compliment, Aaron, and your comment. Betty Winter saying, just knocked out, not a care in the world. And we wouldn't have it any other way, Betty. It's always amazing to see the pace of life that has been afforded to our residents by your support. And it truly is something special, is how none of our cats are ever going to be forced to do anything. They're never going to be subjected to any type of exploitation. They're never going to be bought or sold. They have come here to live out the best and last chapter of their life, and you are the ones who make that possible. Now, look at who we have here, Mr. Bogue. Look at how marvelous you look in your beautiful free-roaming habitat, mister. Look at you. I've been waiting to get you on a live post, everybody. All right, that's Bobcat Bogart, everyone. And if you remember Mr. Bogart, he came to TWS, probably about 2 months ago. Bogart was found on an unrelated police call. There was a shooting at a residence. The police arrived, found a Bobcat that was being illegally owned. And fortunately, Mr. Bogart was able to find his way here to the Wildcat Sanctuary. And I've mentioned this before, but Bogart isn't the first of residents to be found on an unrelated police seizure. You can think of Bobcat Mondovi for that as well. Just kind of serves as an example as just how many of these quote-unquote wildcat pets are existing out in the world, because there's no documentation on them, because unfortunately the people who are taking them in as pets know that it's illegal and don't want to get themselves in trouble, so the cats are not documented. But look at that little flickering tail, pretty boy Bogart. And look at this habitat. My word, that is so special for such a special boy. Perches, platforms, trees. I see the caretaker's put out a little piñata for it. He's got a nice platform to sharpen his claws on. And all the space that he needs to be the bobcat that he was born to be. Isn't that right, mister? Susan C. saying he settled in so nicely. He certainly did. And Mr. Bogart had his full intake exam. He was also neutered during that intake exam. Rianne Rowland saying, yes, I own the place. It is. It's all yours, Mr. Bogart. This is all yours. And it was fun. I was doing a little bit of just kind of photo rounds earlier this morning, and I met Jeremy and Simon up along their wall. There was Shadow, who was up along her wall, and then Mr. Bogart, he came over, and he says, yeah, I can hobnob with all the big kitties too. I can hobnob with all the big kitties. And Bogart's a big purr. So I'm going to hush up, and we'll see if we can hear him purr. Hey, pretty boy. Yeah. I hear the purring. I can only imagine you guys do. Thank you for the pretty purrs, pretty boy. Thank you for the pretty purrs, pretty boy. Yeah. That was so nice. That was such nice purrs, huh? And so Bogart, obviously, just like many of our new residents that come here to the Wildcat Sanctuary, live in our quarantine area for a period of time as part of our protocol. And Mr. Bogart has now made his way out to an official free-roaming habitat here in the main portion of the sanctuary, and we're so happy for him. And as we've kind of seen today, I think he is happy as a clam. Just cruising around and doing his own thing. That's fun to see. And exciting to hear that Anastasia, the cougar, is going to be moving soon. It sounds like that could be as soon as next week. So obviously we'll keep everybody updated accordingly. I'm going to drop in and see if I see Miss Leopard's shadow. And if not, I think we might wrap it up for this Friday. Let's see. Oh, losing service. Sometimes I lose service when I go down that hallway there. I see someone saying they heard a purr, just slightly, said Robin, it was a delicate purr, wasn't it, mister? He says, I give a delicate purr. And I always like reminding myself, even when I see Bobcat Bogart coming up to the habitat wall like this, rubbing and purring and, doing things that remind us of a domestic cat. It's always, again, reminding ourselves that Bogart is a wildcat and is to be respected as such. Yes, the purring is cute, but I would never reach in and grab Bogart and try to hold him or anything like that. I'm always going to respect you as the Bobcat that you are, Mr. Bogart. Isn't that what's great about living at the Wildcat Sanctuary? Oh, Mr. Infamous Dashers. You've gotten a lot of airtime lately, haven't you, pretty boy? Yeah, look at this neighbor. That's your neighbor, Bogart. We'll see if Miss Tao's around, and if not, I think we're going to call that a live post for the afternoon. Oh, yeah, there's Miss Tao. Let's see. How can I zoom in on the lumped up Miss Tao? She's found herself an absolute wonderful bed of grass. I know it might not be the most visually stunning frame here of Tao laying in the grass, but it is just so great to see her relaxing like that. Are you having a nice afternoon, Miss Tao? I'm just going to see if I can get a little bit better of an angle on her while I go through some more comments and wish everybody a great rest of their Friday and a great final hours of Tigerthon. Oh, Tao says this spot right here, I tell you, this is what it's all about. Hey, thank you, Betty, for enjoying the live post and chiming in and commenting and engaging. That's always fun to have you guys doing that. Sharon Moore saying, so again, I missed all today's live when it was live. Oh, sorry about that, Sharon. I apologize. Rest assured, it'll always be there for you to rewatch it, and that'll just be right there on our Facebook page. Linda K asking, I wonder if he liked his former owner, talking about Bogarts. You know, Linda, we wouldn't be able to answer that question, unfortunately. We just don't know. Hey, Paula. Let me see if I can read this comment, Paula. Paula Johnson. Paula, you're the best. I sponsored Bogart before he actually arrived at TWS. Shadow was my first. Paula, you already know that we can count on you for just about anything, but thank you, Paula. You're there for Bogart before he even knew he needed you, so thank you for that. All right, Miss Tao, you keep on enjoying that lovely nap you're having. It's been a little bit of a more relaxed live post today, and hey, you guys deserve it. You've been doing so much for the cats here at TWS over the past week, knowing your donations have been tripled. We deserve a little relaxation time, don't we? All right, all. Thank you so much again for making it a wonderful week. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier on in the post, we'll be tallying the final numbers of Tigerthon probably sometime mid-next week. We'll have that final number, but not until tonight, until Tigerthon concludes at 11:59, will we be able to do that. So make sure, if you haven't yet, you can still have your gifts tripled here for the Cats of the Wildcat Sanctuary via Facebook, via phone, via snail mail, as long as it's dated, and Instagram. We also have a fundraiser there. Lots of options for you guys to take advantage of the final minute here. And thank you all so much again who have stepped up to share your generosity with the Cats of the Wildcat Sanctuary over the past week. Have a great and safe weekend, everyone.